That heifer right there just don't even care.
Save yourself now.
Action.
Hey,
What do you say, folks?
what, DC, what'd you tell me to throw at him next time he said action?
Did he tell you have something?
Yeah, I think in the canned beans video, he put a comment on there. Hannah, next time he says action, throw something at him. It'll be great for clicks.
That's right. He sure did. Yeah.
I don't remember what he said there after that.
Oh, that's just how I get her right before the minute 15-second preview that we throw out there. I'm
But hey, I
aggravated.
was actually ready for him tonight.
She was. Let's give her that. She said, I'm sitting in the chair ready to go tonight. What are you doing? Running
And
around.
Mr. Mike wasn't even here to see.
He ain't in here yet?
I didn't see him.
Well, he may be out there on that boat catching them fish on this Memorial Day weekend. It may not be pulling no bees.
Mm-mm.
But hope everybody's had a good week, good weekend as we're going into this. I don't know if I guess if holiday is appropriate for it, I would just say more of a time of remembrance weekend.
We don't really look at it as a holiday.
Uh, a time to remember the men and women that have gave it all for us so we can have the freedoms that we enjoy here in this still fine country. What little bit we have.
At that, y'all.
No.
Oh, this stupid cat.
Yeah. We mentioned last time we got a cat that when she falls asleep in the windowsill, she falls out of it.
Yeah.
And that's, if it picked it up, that's probably what y'all heard in the racket there. But
Well, happy birthday, Miss Jan. I didn't know that. Brian from Flower Street. He said it's his wife's birthday today.
well, happy birthday, Miss Jen, if you're watching with us now.
Didn't I know that?
Won't you sing to
Oh, I'm scared.
her? But happy birthday.
I love y'all. I hope you have a good day, but I don't want to run people trying to sing.
We're those folks that sing real quiet in church kind of thing. We let the other ones that got better voices pronounce above us.
Yeah. I mean, I love to sing, don't get me wrong, but I'm like Lucille Ball sound like Loretta Lynn trying to sing. So I don't. I'm doing y'all a favor. I promise you.
But where's we at? Memorial Day. Yeah, Memorial Day weekend. But once again, hope everybody, if you're out there traveling or going to travel anytime tomorrow and all that, whether you're going right down the road or like most folks around here headed down to them beaches and stuff, y'all.
Oh, I
Y'all
did
be
not
safe.
recommend
No, Lord, no. You ain't gonna catch us out in it.
that.
Them rides are gonna be parked right here in the driveway tomorrow. But put your flags out, show your support, because there's still many folks out there, I'm gonna say from World War II to present date, that are missing their daddies, missing their mamas.
There's a lot of people all around.
Yeah.
Parents, siblings, spouses, friends.
So just remember what we're honoring tomorrow, kind of thing. But
We didn't even realize it was Memorial Day weekend, y'all. We got done at work Friday, and we had another small job and like 3 estimates to do. We went in and told our customer, all right, we're headed out. We'll see y'all Monday. And they were like, y'all are working Monday? We generally do. Yeah. They were like, no, y'all taking the day off. It's Memorial Day. I was like, man, one day I'm going to go through the calendar on my phone and set reminders for recognition days, we're supposed to not work.
Yeah. Appreciate everybody dwindling on in here. Like we had a couple of new names. Oh,
Mm,
mercy, y'all pardon me.
yeah. I'll be right behind him as soon as my coffee runs out.
Been a long week. This sun has beat us to death out there working in it. And then trying to catch up with life after all that. It just put a whooping on us. But
We did take a day, or half a day yesterday. We're going to chill for a little while.
yeah, we sat in the sun on purpose yesterday.
Yeah. Worked 5 days a week building a roof in the blazing sun. And we went to the river yesterday, our first day off.
That'll be first of about 6 weeks before we get into anything else. So we just took advantage of, well, we'll go sit at the creek bank and listen to the quiet for a little while. And it was sure nice. I'll tell you that.
Keith, it was hot here today, too. Well, when we had company all afternoon, and so we missed most of Ed's chat. But when we got in it, like 5 or so,
After that, yeah.
the heat index was still 96. Man, and it ain't even summer yet. Like, not for real.
It's here. So, time to take the extra t-shirts and the do-rags and the extra drinks with us and so on and so forth.
Oh, yeah.
For us down here. I seen somebody in Ed's chat a while ago talking about the 70-something degrees.
Might seem like it.
Well,
I was like, man, I'd have the windows open in this house if it was 71 degrees.
ain't that true? It's fine weather.
And Philip said their heat index is still 100 right now. I
It
don't know what ours is now. It's still hot. I know that.
ain't cooled off much in the last hour and a half, I don't feel like.
Our poor little air conditioner ain't shut off yet.
At least it feels really.
Or 4 shirts, yep.
Mm-hmm.
It's that time of year.
Oh yeah, she gets her little office and a backpack, if you will, together every morning. It's got all the receipt books and notebooks and all this kind of good stuff we keep up with. And
My portable office.
yeah, that's what we call it. But yeah, now it's time where she's once again packing.
There's lots of extra clothes in there.
Well, I don't know about. Well, usually in the next month or so, it'll be to the point for whether you walk out to the front door, walk 50 feet to the pickup truck, and you're sweating already, and that ain't no joke.
Mm-mm.
Then usually about mid-morning, almost close to lunchtime, it'll be time for me to switch out a t-shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Let that one dry. On the way home, switch them out. But we do have other luxuries. This is just one of the ones that we don't really look forward to down here. All blasted heat. Yeah, but I seen, I don't know, I guess like parts of Texas, down way down South Florida, they're supposed to have some show enough heat index coming up the next few days down there.
Mm-hmm.
But enough of the weather. Let's see who all in here. Uh-oh. Wrong button. Holler at everybody right fast. Lee got first. DC, we loved your comment.
I'll laugh butt off when I read that.
DC said second. I like second because less is expected of you. Or Ed, third there. Philip Morse, Mr. Dan Weaver. Who's that? How you go? I'm going to say it wrong.
A frat of honeybees?
I hope we
I
didn't
missed
butcher
you
it.
coming in. Yeah, I probably did. Please forgive me. But it's good to see you.
Yeah, appreciate you coming on in.
Our friend Miss Leona's watching tonight. And Pastor Larry and Miss Jane.
Richard, Brian, Cloud Street. Happy birthday once again, Miss
Miss
Jen.
Jen.
Square B Farms. Oh, Mike. Tracy, good to see you back.
I saw that, Mr. Dan. That's pretty awesome. Y'all's youth doing the service at church today.
I heard that.
That's pretty cool.
You don't hear much of that no more.
Mm-mm. No Keith Spillman come in.
Yeah, Mr. Michael Tangway. Brothers through here, some more. Who else?
Very kind day. Oh, Chris. I forgot he just popped in. Oh, hey, Redfish. And Mr. Marr.
Hope, Sadler, good to see y'all too. Appreciate everybody coming on in. But I imagine once again, probably a lot of folks is doing a vacation of some sort, so I don't know how many will come.
Mr. Martin, I hope you didn't have any, like, structure damage. So he's cleaning up trees from the storm, getting ready for another round tonight.
Ruh-roh. Yeah, I was watching Ryan Holley all a minute ago before we got on here, and out in Missouri, they dealing with a bunch of tornadoes right now, and Lord knows, I know that ain't no kind of fun for anybody. But whether you're getting tornadoes, straight line winds, everybody be safe on that end as well if you have to deal with that bad weather. I know several folks out there in the plains yesterday were dealing with the mess too, Indiana. So, yeah, y'all hunker down if you're having to worry with the doggone weather on that end.
Redfish said I just saw that too.
Yeah, I don't know. Ain't much on the tornadoes. Y'all know the story with listening to them tornadoes. That's right.
Yeah.
But other than that, let's see.
We didn't get to play in the bees this week.
No beekeeping here. That is our goal for tomorrow after lunch, hopefully, to check on our little batch out there and see if they working on this tallow or the old popcorn trees in it. Them jokers is abundance everywhere. The mimosas in full bloom. Elderberry wide open. What else have I seen down the highway right here? Some honeydew. Beat the honeydew. The old pickup truck has been, I'm gonna say, a splash of honeydew on the windows and on the hood every morning. Then the way our porch is, you come out to a porch, you go down some steps, and there's a landing, then there's another steps that goes to the ground. And on the little landing, you can see a whole bunch. It looks like it's been raining or sprinkling out there the last couple of days. So I'm assuming they may be pulling on a little honeydew as well.
What was you telling? What did we find at the river yesterday?
Swamp tie.
Yeah. Y'all ever heard of that? It almost looked like some kind of version of a tallow. The way the tassels come off.
I got to looking, and I just assumed we only had one tie tree or species around here, but the ones that are in the yard, from what the old Google was telling me, is the black tie. That's more like a tree, apparently. But then when we was at the river yesterday, the closer we got to that river, the more you were seeing of. I kept telling her, so them things look like tie. But I don't know if they are or not because it's just got a long tassel on them.
A really long tassel. It was like 5 or 6 inches long.
Yeah, it's pretty long. And me and her went on a little walk down the river. And whenever we had gotten around one of the bends, there was one of them swamp tie that was just kind of hanging over the bank, well within reach. So I went over there and put the old sniffer to it. And y'all, let me tell you what, that thing smelled just like nectar. I imagine there's nectar in it, but you know how it is when you're up close to your boxes and y'all can smell when they're bringing in that heavy flow. I guess that was the best way to explain the smell of it there, but it smelled good and there was plenty of it down there. There ain't no telling if we took some bees down to that river, what we'd be able to pull off those things, but that's another story, another day.
And it's picking on us.
What we done here?
He said he was going to have to extract tomorrow. And I told him that's a good chore to have. And he said it won't be 1.5 pounds though.
1.7 pounds. With the jaw.
I told him just rub it in.
Yeah. But
we had fun.
we did have, we was talking about this going down to the river, about somebody doing a shake test. Was it Joey?
I think it was Joey and somebody else. Well, Jasper, Ricky's live maybe.
Maybe so.
Intent y'all upset him so bad. He tried to rub it in my face. See, it could have been ready, and they just didn't have a cap. We could have pulled it. It's like, you didn't think about doing a shake test either.
I did. It didn't even cross my mind. But the one
Yeah.
colony down there, they've got 15 frames full, pretty much, that it ain't capped.
I was starting to cap it, but it ain't capped.
I told her, I said, why did I just not think of pulling a frame?
Trying it.
Give it the old shake and let's see what happens with it. But tomorrow, y'all can bet y'all sweet behind I'll be out there shaking every single frame to see what's going on. Especially with the popcorn trees or tallows blooming the way they are right here. So
We're praying we'll be able to actually get a honey pool this year.
yeah, there's a possibility. I was not wrong. Slim chance.
Did you hear my eyes rolling?
I did. But that's like old Dumb and Dumber. So you think there's a chance. Yeah.
You just jinxed us.
No.
Way to go, button. Oh no, Philip. He said I have so little honey I don't dare shake it out.
Yeah, I was reading one of your comments too, I guess. Yeah, it was Ed live a minute ago about it's just slim pickings this year out there for you, Philip.
But we've been in the same boat. So we'll just pray both of our boats turn around.
But we do have, how can I put this? We do have an ace in the hole, as they say, is that I talk to the ones of you that's with us all the time and all that. Y'all hear us talk about old Lance down the road. Well, I talked to him earlier in the week and was telling him, so Lance, we got to pull whatever the bees brought in since the tallow is really cranking up, so we can get whatever we can get off the tallow there at your place. And we kind of went back and forth with it. And I said, we'll bring our old hand crank extractor down there and you can set yours up too and we'll make it a quick run. And he said, we can do all that, Timmy, but I'm not worried about keeping the honey. Y'all just take it home with you. I was like, they're your bees. We just come help you.
That's the point of you getting bees.
Yeah, so you can get the honey off of it. He's like, well, I just like having the bees out there. I'm not studying all the honey and everything. Y'all just take it home with you. So I said, well, I tell you what, we'll take everything to the house. We'll bottle it up and we'll just split it down the middle. If that makes you feel any better, he said, it really don't. Y'all take all of it. So I don't know. I'm going to stick some back for the man either way.
Yeah.
And we'll just kind of, I'll surprise him with some cash off of everything we sell off of it, just split it down the middle on that end. So, but if everything goes right at his place, then there's a good chance we're liable to get a couple 100 pounds off of what Lance has got down there with. I can't even remember how many we got out there now, about 8 or 10 over there at his place. And we got, some of them's got 3 supers on them since spring that were pretty well full not too long ago. And I know the minimum has got 2 supers. So we should easily be able to get a couple 100 pounds off of what Lance has got down there. So we'll make use of it and whatever the tallow produces as well. So now, I have not checked on this, but in Lee and Bob's chat the other night, they was talking about, I think Bob carrying on about privet coming in up his way. We're burnt out on the privet. Oh, with that being said, Lee, or any of y'all down here in the South, the deep South, y'all know we just went through the privet run. All right. We're seeing several privet fixing to rebloom. Are y'all seeing that anywhere else? The privet trying to bloom again?
Right on top of the tallow.
Yes. But I forgot where I was going. It's been a few episodes since the train come off the track, y'all. I've actually done good, but I lost it on this one.
Let me rewind it.
Rewind it real quick. Let me know what it is. I'm just kidding.
You talking about plants and honey.
I forgot. Like the lady tells us all the time. Anyway.
Brian had good ideas.
What's that?
Making some honey butter and caramels from the honey to gift.
We can do that.
You need to make us a video on doing the caramels, Brian. I don't know how to do that.
Yeah, we'll throw something together. Oh, I forgot about that too. Gifting and things of that nature. This hit me this morning. I got to rummaging around where my brain was. And I was like, y'all.
That's what woke me up this morning.
This is what I'm thinking to myself, though. Y'all, apparently there's several of me in my head, but we getting pretty close to, I think, our 1 year live chat.
If YouTube is accurate, what'd you say, Tuesdays? Our anniversary?
Yes, Tuesday will be our official, whenever we did our very first Gunline Fellowship Sunday Beekeeping Live Chat. And that was the record that I think we still hold. I don't know if anybody's beat it yet, but 6 hours, 44 minutes and some change on that. So Tuesday will be the official 1 year anniversary of Sunday Fellowship. We didn't realize that, like I said, until this morning. Got the yakking about all that. So we're y'all give us a bit, but we will try to work up some kind of giveaway of some sorts to celebrate the 1 year anniversary of Sunday Fellowship. So don't know if it'll be one big prize or giveaway, or if we can work on maybe several little bitty giveaway things, but we'll get something figured out in lieu of everybody supporting us all around, whether y'all just been coming into us or the ones that have been contributing as far as memberships and things like that. So either way, we want to do something to give back to
everybody that actually still hangs out with us after this long.
Yeah, you've been here a year. We sure appreciate it.
You deserve a prize.
Yes.
Lee said he's not seeing any Chinese privet, but he's seeing what he thinks is Japanese privet.
Okay.
And Brian said Cayman Reynolds has a great honey caramel video. That's the recipe they use. So I'm going to check that out.
Okay. All right. I got to do the research on the who's and the what on the privets.
Yeah.
But all our privet look the same. They're all little bitty green leaf,
What?
little white flowers. Now, I don't know if there's a distinction here or there as far as looking at the leaf or bark or whatever it may be, but I'm going to say 99% of what is within a beyond 2 to 3 miles, but right here at the house for the bees to fly, is pretty well the same strand or genetic, however you like to put it, a privet.
Lee, I don't know how you keep up with this, man, but thank you. He said May the 9th was our first live, and then the 28th was our first fellowship live.
They went back further than I did.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, Lee.
So it was the 9th, our first, like the 500 giveaway, I guess.
I don't know if it was the 500 giveaway or the one we did out in the yard, the very first one. Because remember we sat out at the table out there and did a lot.
I forgot about that.
So the May 9th, maybe that one.
Oh, thanks, Sarah.
But
either way, the 28th is the anniversary of the fellowship live. I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it's been a whole year we've been doing this. It doesn't feel like it at all. It flew by. Well, they say time flies when you're having fun.
Mm-hmm. Almost ever since. I think we've maybe 2 or 3.
One Sunday. Right. Because, we even did, because we thought we were going to miss, like, Christmas Eve, New Year's, Super Bowl. And we were here for all those.
And maybe this one.
Then we didn't go live this past Mother's Day.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember if we did last year or not. We may have missed that one.
Lee said the 500 giveaway was May 20th. All right.
Okay.
The 500 giveaway then, for all you Jasper lovers out there, that was the night
that he showed up.
Yep, she found him out in the ditch out there. Literally out there in the ditch by the road.
10 minutes before we went live for that giveaway.
So, in our world, and Jasper's a year old right here with us too. So
it's a fellerette, they say. So what's a female fella?
What else?
That's only 52 lives. Bust my bubble, Ed. Appreciate you.
51. No, what?
I guess this will be our 52nd. Well, 51st because we missed last week.
And it was a leap year. Yep.
Yeah. This is getting confusing.
That's my beekeeping news. Ain't done no beekeeping news. Honestly, Rick, we really haven't been watching a whole bunch of YouTube.
Mr. Dancer Lee still wants Jasper.
Well,
I think he would take him home if we told him he could.
When we finally make the arrangement to go over there to Studio Lee and hang out with him one morning and do a live over there in the studio at Lee's place, I think we might be able to drag old Jasper over there with us. We may have to drag him out the door.
That's what I was going to say. The way he talks about Miss Renee, I'm afraid we'd have to fight her harder than Lee to take him home.
Yeah, one day, Dave, we're gonna get over there to you, though. We promise you on that.
This is our what? 61st live. Right now, you really got me confused. Like,
Well, we have went live a couple times here and there.
oh, yeah.
Not on Sunday.
Surprise live.
I've done a fellowship. Okay, think it. Another one. For our members.
Mm-hmm.
Next up.
I think so.
Okay. Y'all keep an eye on the community deal, and we'll have the exact time set up. But if the Lord wills and everything works out for the folks that have been on the membership deal, next Saturday at 3 p.m. Central Time, we're going to do a one-on-one with our members. So, for the ones of you with the memberships and all that, y'all keep an eye out. And if y'all like to join us next Saturday for just some chit chat, whatever y'all want to yak about, or tell what y'all got going on, however y'all want to work it, we're going to come on and have a one-on-one with y'all.
Mm-hmm.
So just kind of appreciate you on that end, and hopefully we can start picking up on that kind of stuff with our members there as well.
Lord willing.
But thank you. Y'all bear with us. We're not making excuses. We just have lots in the private life that have kind of got us not much available time, I reckon, best way to put it. But
We're praying it'll get better.
it would. So, what else am I forgetting that I'm not thinking about that I told you?
Life is life, and I'm gonna steal that, Sarah.
Yes, ma'am, indeed.
The Ed fixed you.
What?
There's still only 52 weeks in a year, even in a leap year. There's just one extra day in a leap year.
I wasn't arguing that.
I'm pretty sure a couple of the personalities in your brain were arguing that.
Mm-hmm.
He does, DC, all the time.
Oh, yes.
But we do, like we have seriously been talking about, we need to do something with all the ones of y'all that are gracious enough to be members of the channel. Jerry Phillips quote.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say, he who serves his fellows is of all his fellows greatest. I'm telling you, I've never heard it before. It's that the man that said it started the Scouting's National Honor Society.
Okay.
Did not know that.
Let me screenshot that. I'll be going to forget that. I'd rather just went past it. We'll get back to it.
Oh, you did go past it.
We'll catch it.
Hang on, I'll get it.
Try to remember that and put my brain with one of them personalities up there.
Mm. Then you gotta go through the trouble of picking.
Yeah. Who did I tell that to?
Yeah.
What else? What else? Folks yakking about in that chat. I can't see it on the camera up there.
Everything will go away. He's sending me myself tonight. If you have more than that, then you have issues. He hadn't gotten around to naming them out loud yet, so I guess we're okay.
No.
Ours have been hot, three boys bees. They've been bearding almost every evening when we come home.
Oh, yes, in the morning times, which morning for me, can it be anywhere from
3 to 5:30.
Yeah, just depending on wherever the personalities are at. But
DC said if you can't carry on a good conversation with yourself, you shouldn't be talking to others.
oh, I have good conversation with myself.
Oh, he does.
Make myself laugh at times. Be like, because I tell her some things, and because I will just kind of, we'll be going down the road or something, and it'll be silence for a few minutes, and I'll just kind of giggle, and she'll be like, "What are you thinking about over there?" And
Yeah.
I tell her, "Well, I don't know if you want me to tell you this or not." And then
Usually I just pass, but he gonna tell me anyway.
so I give it to her, then she goes to laughing and carrying on, thinking, "What in the world even drove you to thinking that such?" But uh, there was one the other day I got to giggling so hard about it. I can't remember what it was. I think it. I may offend somebody, so I better not say it. But I have a lot of fun in my brain, people. I just put it like that.
Yeah.
What in the world?
Gosh, Lee. He just lined out. He said, I'll help Tim out. In the 21st century, those are all the years that have 53 Sundays. You want me to screenshot that?
Yes, please do. Thank you, Lee. Thank you.
Oh, that's hilarious. Lee, you're too smart for your own good sometimes, man.
That's pretty good, Lee. I just looked down and seen a whole bunch of numbers like a code or something. I'm like, what in the world?
Philip, I have heard my daddy say those exact words on more occasions than I can count. So I says to myself, I says, Sal.
Yeah, hey, look here, Sal.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, like, what is it? In my mind, where my brain's at?
Yeah. One of
Oh, there's something else.
I don't remember what you had that had us going so hard the other day. I really can't remember. You do it almost every day. They just all run together after a while.
It'll hit me by the time it's over with. And it'll be one of them, uh-oh.
Yeah.
Just like going out, when we went to the river yesterday, we was talking to the family friends whenever we left, and we was carrying on. I forgot what it was. We was carrying on about somebody's name or something, and talking to Miss Nellie.
Mm-hmm.
But I told the woman, I said, by the time we get to the gate, a mile down the road down there, it'll hit me, whatever it was. And we got pretty close to the gate, sure enough. And I just said it out loud to her as we're headed home.
Mm-hmm.
Hannah's like, well, we're kind of late now. You're a mile away from them.
Well, Philip, what's the point in asking yourself if you're not going to answer? I'm giving my husband an argument here.
Well, y'all probably heard us mention this before, but like, say for work, if I have to remember something that I need to grab that morning, I have my dummy list, but it's to myself. It's saying, look, dummy, and that's how I put it in there. Look, dummy, don't forget, whatever it is you need, so on and so forth. And Hannah, she wouldn't.
Lee said back to Philip, if you answer yourself, you just got expert advice. I was hoping he was going to miss that one, please.
That's what I'll start calling it.
Mm.
Look, expert advice. But Once again,
Your
wherever
dummy
wins
list.
that. Yeah, the dummy list. That's my reminder. Look, dummy, don't forget whatever it is.
So he's just picking on himself.
But the first time I done it, like our phones are
The calendars are synced. Like the calendars and contacts. Because I got tired of having to put it in both phones, like for work stuff. So I just synced the calendars together. So the first time he made his dummy list, it pinged on my phone at 5 a.m. Hey, dummy, don't forget this. I hope you just did that for real.
oh yeah, she thought I got me, or I was aggravating her with that.
Oh my word. That was not a pleasant way to be woken up before my alarm even went off, much less before I had coffee in my hand.
Yeah.
Because I thought he was like texted it to me or something. I mean, my phone just dinged, and all I see is the little notification bar that says, "Hey, dummy, don't forget this." Let's start over here, Mr. Blake.
I had to explain myself pretty quick whenever she got up that morning, needless to say. I had to go in defense mode.
Oh, I was not a happy camper.
But it didn't take long to calm her down. She got a little coffee in her. She was fine, good to go after all that.
Yeah, I'm easy to chill if you put coffee in my hand.
Oh, one more thing on the bees here at the house. We got a box out there that has got, right? Well, don't know for sure yet, but thinking there's a swarm that moved in. Last few days, been watching it. I had thought, or I'm thinking, that the bees were robbing out some of last year's honey on some frames. And there wasn't enough to even uncap or even think about throwing in the extractor whenever we was trying to extract a little bit last year. And we just threw them in, winter storage, nothing ever fooled with them. And I'd stuck in a couple of them in there during swarm season for us that was kicking off. And this past week, whenever we got home, letting old Jasper and them out run around a little bit, I walked down there and I was noticing a whole bunch of traffic in and out of that box, in and out. Well, day before yesterday and a little bit today. No, day before yesterday and yesterday. Whenever we got home from the river, there was bees going in with, it wasn't a bunch now. I don't know if they was just swinging in to get a quick drink and headed back out or what. Or if they were staying. But there was a few of them little girls coming in with just small amounts of pollen in their little pollen sacs.
Mm-hmm.
So tomorrow we'll know for sure if a swarm has moved in there or if them girls are just robbing out that last little bit of easy picking as far as coming to honey out of that box. Really hoping there's another swarm in there or a swarm has moved in.
That would be awesome.
And we'll go from there on that bunch. But we'll know for sure tomorrow. And we should have y'all video out too. If it works out. Because
Oh, I was like, we got a video.
no. Because Sunday, whenever we got that huge amount of honey that we pulled.
Massive honey haul.
I mean, it's pretty well unbelievable how much we got out of there.
Oh, it's straight up unbelievable.
I wasn't even fixing to ask her, you want to do a video on this? Because I did light a fire under her behind, and she was not at all happy with me last Sunday morning.
No, I wasn't.
She
I
wasn't.
moved on.
She did. A day or two later, she finally moved on.
What?
So this time, y'all, I'm gonna do my very best not to upset her tomorrow morning. And
He might make my coffee for me before I get up.
come out like the newlyweds. Here, hun,
Yeah.
I made you some coffee this morning.
And the first thought that would go through my mind was, what did you do?
Not what I.
What are you planning on doing?
So yeah, we should have y'all. Lord willing, everything works out. We'll have a gun line video out and see how the girls are doing. Because, like she was mentioning a while ago, they are bearding like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
They're just doing good. Those 3,
4.
4. Well, 2 of them was taken over by swarms. So I guess naturally the swarms are going to do a little bit better and quicker. But the one that we know for sure out there that there was no swarm at all that got into that box with them on the 2 frame splits. That little girl, I'm gonna say she's ahead of the swarms really,
Mm-hmm.
because you can look out the front door down there and her entrance isn't obstructed by, we got a fig tree that kind of obstructs looking off the porch here, but you can see a good, man, it's about big as a frisbee far as them girls bearding on the outside, and that was a 2 frame split that we done mid-March, early March.
Don't get me on. I'd have to look back.
Yeah, pretty early in the season when we done them, but either way, all 3 of them are doing great. So we're starting to see an uptick just a little bit on the high beetles, but we're going through and hitting them at least once a week now instead of waiting every 2 weeks with the peppermint extract and eucalyptus mix. So either whether we get in them or not, we're down there running
Mm-hmm.
the extract
The
down
beetle
through,
juice.
and that has most definitely been a big help on, especially seeing the uptick.
Ronnie cut out a huge, or did a huge cutout. Said yesterday he vacuumed 13 pounds of bees.
Good.
And today he did the tree bee removal, 45 foot up in the tree.
13 pounds of bees and vacuum. Yes, sir. That's a good size colony there.
Yeah.
Was you in a bucket truck, man lift, or what else?
That's about it.
Okay.
Redfish, we buy it at a little, like a health food store, just so we know we get pure eucalyptus. But you might could even get it like from Walmart or something. I'm not sure.
No, I wouldn't get anything for Walmart because remember we tried getting the peppermint oil from Walmart, but it was only the essential oil that
Yeah, I
put
don't
in.
think you can get like food grade.
But if you go to like she's saying a health store or something like that that sells organic, whatever it is, that's typically where we get it from.
Yeah.
We go across the state line quite a bit over in Lucedale, Mississippi, and
I mean, it's only like, I think we paid $6 and some change for a bottle, and we've used it, I don't know, 4 or 5 times mixing bottles, and we still have a good bit left in there.
yeah, there's quite a bit you can get out because adding to the peppermint extract, a 2-ounce bottle of peppermint extract, we're adding 0.5 milliliters
Of eucalyptus.
to the 2 ounces of peppermint extract.
Yeah, you might can get it cheaper somewhere like Amazon or something online. I'm not sure. Russell said he orders his online.
There you go. Yeah, you can. Yeah, most definitely probably get it $1 or $2 cheaper from there. Or if you live in the city, like I say, if you got something pretty close, for us, it's going to cost us $20 in gas to go anywhere.
Yeah.
So
Blaine said Amazon does have it.
there you go.
Mm-hmm.
That Texican's in here.
Yeah, Blaine with a newbie.
No wheat, Blaine with no wheat. Can't change
He
it up now.
changed it. Was it Rodney said a man lived for the tree today?
There you go. She's dreaming. Sorry. The other dog's over here barking, dreaming.
She's snoring and barking in her sleep.
But yeah, that eucalyptus
Oh no.
Q-tip.
I think I messed up because the paperwork at the courthouse says my name is E. Blaine. You better watch out or that'll stick.
Oh, it has. This game on now for that.
Mm-hmm.
E. Blaine. What you doing?
Oh my goodness. Like you've been talking almost an hour already. It's 7:50.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Y'all should have shut me up and said push the button.
Push the button, do the prayer list.
Oh, yeah. Let's do the prayer list. Then we'll open it up. And y'all want to come in and chat? If nobody does, then
we'll call it early then. All right, we got Mr. Mark Miller. Yeah, Rodney, for real. Ed and Miss Chris, Mr. Pat, the Dirt Rooster's daddy. The Sun Bunny, Miss Deb, Grammy Lisa, her son and 2 granddaughters, and an unspoken request. And Bob and his family, Tom's mother-in-law and his wife, Bob's friend Jason Cooper, Mr. Donnie, Michael Tangway's wife, Miss Sandy, Miss Carla Green, DC's parents. DC, how's your mama doing? I know you said Jerry was a lot better, but we hadn't heard about your mama in a little while. David Hoskins' baby granddaughter, Emma, baby Luca, Canada Brad, Philip's mentee's best friend, Deanna Wheeler, and her son, Reed. Philip's mama, his cousin, Lorinda, his mentee, Rachel Wilson, and y'all, I messed up. I thought that Riley was Rachel's sister, but Rachel's niece, Riley, just lost her infant baby, Aubrey Rose, who we were praying for. And then Rachel's sister, Amanda, we got her on here too. Let's see, Philip's friend DJ and his wife, the Jennifer Brown family, Russell Amon's wife, Miss Brenda, Bobby's Bees and his family, Minnesota Mike, Mike's brother Dave, Kennedy Bowman, Ed's dad, Mr. Mike, Aaron Frederick, and then all the Gandys, Mr. Larry, Miss Sherry, and Mr. Larry's mama, the Cheryl Faulkner family, Keith Larimore, Hillbilly Earl, the Paris family, Sandy with Icy Mountain Honey, her family member, Creative with Pieces of April, the Pescatarian, the Montalbano family, Bruce with his bees, his granddaughter Unsong, Steve Amos's brother, Danae's grandmother, Minnesota Mike's cousin, Mark Moholt, Spanky, the Heffley Hives, Israel and the ones affected by the war, all the storm victims. 'Cause there's too many places to name right now. Mrs. Jeggs, and just because I don't know her name, but Jeggs Farms that comes in here, that's his wife. Sean Balturse's wife, Blaine's bee yard owner, Mr. Ron, Miss Deb's brother, PJ Hanley, let's see, Stafford Mike, the family that lost their little one for baby Luca to get his heart, the families of the 4 police officers killed in Charlotte, Mr. Bob Benny, the beekeeper Shabu that got hit so hard by the storms the other week. And then PJ last week added a local teenager that lives, I get in the same town as him, had tried to commit suicide. And then there's another YouTuber we watch. Well, he watches him a lot more, but he just does like random videos, not like beekeeping YouTube, but the channel name is Acorn Stash, but his daddy is having a lot of health problems, and Tim had told him we would add him to the list.
Acorn Stash, the fella that she's talking about. He does more of, he puts a whole bunch of what they call memes together in videos, but 99% of the memes that he puts together is like our generations, what they call a Gen X or
Oh,
whatever it is.
I don't keep up with
Okay.
that.
Say from late 80s on into the 60th generation, whatever that is. He puts all of them together, different. I don't know. Y'all remember, putting tissue paper and old cassette tapes to dub over them and, different things like that. There's a whole bunch of funny stuff that he puts in, but was watching one of his videos a week or so ago, and he just, as he's narrating, he got to talking about his daddy not being in very good health, and you could just tell in the man's voice that he's not taking it very well with his daddy being so sick. So y'all just keep these folks in your thoughts and prayers. Just the ones of you keeping up with the prayer list, just jot him down for you. And if you're interested in things like that, y'all go holler at him. Old Acorn Stash. Y'all, I guarantee you, especially you, Blaine or Philip, ones like y'all, Kate and Brad, if y'all are in here, y'all would definitely get a kick out of his videos.
Yeah. And Pastor Larry, Miss Jan, that is awesome to hear. I'm glad this working for you.
Yeah, I was gonna roll that back and show that.
You saw it?
Yeah, I want
Mm.
to do
Did
it while he's doing
you
the prayer
see
list.
comment?
About his mom and them.
Yeah.
Well, where'd it go?
Not too far.
There we go. Bingo. Yes, sir.
I'm glad to hear that, y'all.
Yep. Once again, thank Earl for the peppermint in.
Yeah.
Was 0.5% of the
Yeah.
of it in there, but the rest of it was old Earl coming in and telling everybody about the peppermints. Kind of messaged with him a little bit the other day. I think he's doing okay. Hope to see him back for too long. Yeah. Acorn Stash. Oh, Lee, he probably clickety click be on top of it before you know it.
Well, I put how to spell it in there. I knew he spelled it different, but I couldn't really remember. I have not, Earl. Earl, DC Tim talked to him on the phone last week. I texted with him a little bit.
Who was that? Earl?
Earl.
Yeah, texted him. Yeah, sometime like early last week. Was texting back and forth with him for a minute.
You want to sit with me?
Like
Come on.
I said, hopefully we'll see him back before too long and
Yeah.
see how his Earl's girls is doing up there in them mountains.
You can sit with me.
Yeah. Oh, Blaine, you'll like him, brother. I promise you that.
No, Danae's on it. She put the link in for us. Thank you, ma'am.
If y'all can find the one to where he's talking about replacing the ball that was in the old mouse, like for your computer. That is hilarious, y'all. So I'm talking about you want a good laugh.
But there is so many things on there that it's just one of them just bless your heart
Oh,
kind of thing.
It is.
Some of it is pathetic.
Yeah.
What people like my generation and younger will say out loud and then publish it online. It's just.
I mean, it's clean. He's not cussing and carrying on and all that kind of stuff. It's good, clean, funny stuff. Is all I can say about it.
Yeah.
I sit here every time he puts one out, I'm smashing that button. I gotta watch this one. But, yeah, y'all enjoy it. Who's that?
And the heart's in the way.
I don't know how y'all are praying for us, but I see some blessing, Father.
Danae, I was born in the late 1900s. 1991. Well, Ed, that is awesome.
Yes, sir.
That's the kind of news we love to hear. For real. We will keep praying that it continues to come together for you. Or for y'all.
I think there's one on where Danae asking about the year you was birthed.
Mm-hmm. That's what I was telling you.
One of his last videos on Acorn Stash there, he was talking about some kid asked his professor if he could use some kind of newspaper clipping from the late 1900s, and the professor was like, what are you talking about, late 1900s? And the kid was saying, well, 1994. The professor was, just gave him a smart comment back. But, yeah.
I was not trying to do that, Brian. I was just answering the question honestly.
Rick says his oldest was born in 93.
Mm-hmm. Jack's oldest is only a year older than me.
Kimberly, let's see, her born in 88.
Mm-hmm.
Mine was 82. There, DC.
He said I go to get coffee and this. Everybody's saying what year they was born because Danae started it. He said I'm a 1965 mom.
A classic.
Tim is the only one. I don't know, like, I'm sorry. I really wasn't trying to make y'all feel old. Tim is the only other one I've ever heard say it like that, though, Redfish. He usually does it like with babies. Oh, that's a 2024 model.
Oh, yeah. I threw some old gal off not too long ago with that mess. I was like,
Yeah.
that's a 24 model right there. And she just looked at me like, yeah, excuse me? Yeah, that just went over your head there, ma'am. Carry on.
He uses vintage
Yes.
redfish. That's what he says he is. He's not an antique yet.
Now, but one thing that did get me not too long ago was we was listening to the old classic. We had turned it on the classic rock station one morning, trying to find something to listen to going down the road besides commercials in the morning time. And I can't remember what it was. Some early '90s band, rock band that was on there, and they were blah blah. This classic radio station named off who they are. Then they started playing the music.
Oh, this is classic
Yeah, so
now. Already.
it wasn't that long ago, y'all.
Uh-uh.
So we're starting to get to that point of it wasn't that long ago, y'all.
It really wasn't.
But
You are still young, Kimberly.
Pastor Larry's a true classic at 1958. I will give it to that generation though. Y'all were the generation. I'm gonna say from the probably 1950s into the I guess I could go into the early 80s on this, but most definitely 50s, 60s, early 70s. Y'all had some fine rides.
Yeah, you and Tim are about the same, Blake. He said they say you're only as old as you act, so I'm probably around 6 or 8.
Well, I'm constantly telling because she's always telling me you need to act your age and quit doing this because
I only do that when we're in public. I don't care what he does at home. You can act however you want.
my biggest thing is whenever she gets this every time we go into the Walmart, and y'all know how this is. When you walk through the doors at Walmart, as soon as you come in through the second part of the doors, you got that big TV screen up there that shows you on camera as you're coming in. Well, when I'm walking in, I look up and I see myself on it. And as we're continuing to walk, I'm pointing my finger at that camera.
He's taunting them. And then he wonders why the security people follow us around the entire store. Because you instigated as soon as we walk in the door.
It's a bait.
Oh no, Phil. He said I act my IQ. I know some people that do that. Did you finish posting the link?
Did I not put it up there?
I didn't see it. No, you didn't. Maybe you copied it and forgot the last step.
Yeah, I did because I was talking about like Pastor Larry and ones like that having the fine rides. Uh-oh. I got to redo.
Danae got Philip. She said, oh, so 7? It's a good thing we love each other, huh?
I'm going to redo this. Comment.
Ed, that's how my daddy is. But his brain still tells him he's about 14. But I'm going to tell you what, there's a lot of his high school buddies that, well, up until a couple years ago, he used to hunt with, like, every year kind of deal. And, I mean, growing up, yeah, because my baby brother's in a wheelchair, so, and there was so many of us, they had to buy it was classified as a bus, but one of those 15 passenger vans, because that was the only thing that would hold his wheelchair and still have a seatbelt for everybody. So me and two of my brothers, once in a while my sister would go, but it would be at least 3 kids, my daddy, and at least 2 of his high school buddies he grew up with. But they would all meet at our house at like 2:30, 3 in the morning, and we would head out to go up to the hunting camp. And them grown, gray-headed men would stand in that kitchen and giggle like schoolboys supposed to be quiet in church, the way they would cut up with one another. And he's going to be 76 this year. And when they come by the house, they still do the same thing. Like, I don't think they will ever grow up.
No, there's a video of the family friend that she's talking about, but it's him, Hannah's uncle. He departed a few years ago, and the two brothers
Yeah.
sitting there. And Hannah's uncle was more of a reserved man. He done very well for himself. He was very professional speaking. As a matter of fact, he was, in the beginning, the lead man over the cleanup during the Exxon Valdez incident. And so Hannah's uncle, very reserved. Then you got the two family friend brothers out there. One of them's got their hat turned sideways, and they're probably in their mid-60s by the time they're doing this. But
Late 60s.
somebody got a video of them up there at the hunting camp, and they're putting on a demonstration of how to turkey hunt. And they're clowning around, flapping their arms like turkeys and doing turkey calls and stuff like that. It was pretty funny seeing them gentlemen.
It was hilarious.
Then in the background, you can see Hannah's uncle just kind of standing there like, come on, men. You know, y'all ain't grew out of that. But them two just kept on and kept on. And it's good video.
Tim said, I sincerely hope I never grow up. I play with bugs, dig in the dirt, and wade creeks. I'm living my 11 to 13-year-old dream.
Yes.
For sure.
Yes. Hey,
Ain't it fun if you grow up?
I'm one of the first ones with you there, Tennessee Tim. I'll be out there in the woods with you. And Lord forbid if I hear some blue jays congregated together.
Lord help. He is going to find the snake they're yakking at, too.
Oh, we're going to go out there and find it. And that's exactly what I did as a kid in those years. 8, 9, 10, on up. Once my daddy told me what to listen for and all that, he said, I can guarantee you, son, there's a snake out there. Once I figured that out and that sound, it's a heartbeat. Out in the woods I go and go find it.
They're talking about like the first video games that come out.
Well, we had Atari, because I had two older brothers, so we had Atari when I was coming up. Then, whenever they come out with the old regular Nintendo, had that puppy. Mom and Daddy finally gave in when I was, I don't know, about 8 or 9. Got me one of them.
Listen, I didn't even get to play video games, period, until I was 11 or so. But we didn't have a TV. My parents were not getting us a TV. And we still lived in Well, it was our last year down there. So I was 10 the first time we had a TV in our house. Because my grandparents brought it down on their last visit and gave it to us. So, but when we moved back up here, my grandma got us a Nintendo, but it had to stay at her house. My parents wasn't doing that with 5 kids fighting over it. I don't blame them 3 boys days. Like, we own a TV, but it ain't even hooked up. It's just there.
It's honestly not.
I don't remember the last time we turned it on. I mean, as close as we get to watching TV is YouTube on the phone. That's about it.
Yes, they are, Tim. I mean, my punishment whenever I was a kid,
You have to stay inside.
yes, honestly. And mom and daddy really wanted to get under my skin. You go to your room and you can watch TV in your room. It lit a fire under me bigger than anything. Because as a kid, I wanted to be outside and out in the woods, running the creeks and things like that. But yeah, that was punishment. And Saturday mornings, like any other youngin', got up and watched my Looney Tunes and carried on like that as a youngin' and went outside and played. But for the most part, majority of my time was spent outside. Thank goodness.
Yeah. I don't know. We are young, but we were raised by a very different generation than most people our age.
Our parents were older generation by the time we come along anyhow
Mm-hmm.
for the both of us. So thank the Lord we had that upbringing of you're going to act accordingly. And if I give you the look, I had better not have to give you another one kind of situation. Things along those lines. Uh, yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
All that good stuff. But
Look, people tell me all the time, Hannah, you ain't got to call me Miss So-and-so or call me ma'am or whatever. Look, it's still that natural reflex. I'm going to be looking behind me and get smacked if I don't. He said I've always been an outside dog. My boys are following suit.
good deal, brother. Good deal. I think many of them, like what Tim saying a second ago, I guess, or somebody saying that youngins are so consumed by these cell phones and video games nowadays, they pale white, look like they ain't been ever out in the sun, things along those nature. And you're thinking, get your butt out there and go get dirty.
Get some vitamin D.
Yeah. Go climb a tree, fall out of one. Something.
And so tonight I had it kind of like that. But by the time I come along, my daddy had already done the whole rodeo scene with my two oldest brothers. And I mean, my daddy was in 41 or so when I was 42 when I was born. And he let me have horses. But he wouldn't even buy me a horse trailer because he knew if he gave into that, I would talk him into letting me rodeo, and he wasn't having it. So my rodeo that I was allowed to ride in was 3 rusted out 55-gallon drums that I drug up and set up in the yard, and I had my own little barrel racing arena out there. Yeah, we used to climb trees a lot. That magnolia that y'all seen at my grandma's place, I can't tell you how many times I was at the top of that tree until one of my cousins fell out and broke both his arms. Then nobody was allowed to climb trees at grandma's anymore. Y'all, I wanted to so bad, but my daddy he would have flat beat me to death if I'd have entered a rodeo. So my next best thing, my brothers rode bulls. So Hannah would tag along to all the practice pens and stuff and con people into, let me practice on your horse. Let me just run through the ring real quick and I'll be good.
That's a good deal, Kimberly. At least there's some youngins out there still getting dirty and having a good time.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see.
DC's got a real beekeeping question.
All right, I'm going to have to read it off this. I set up those new singles as 8 frames with feeders. They have 4 to 5 frames of bees and 2 to 2.5 frames of cat brood. About how long until I need to worry about space? 4 to
Oh,
5
all
frames
the
of
frames
bees.
are drawn.
Uh, well, DC, for you, I know.
When does your flow kick in, DC? Like your big blackberry flow?
Let me reread that. 4 to 5 frames of bees and 2 to 2.5 frames of cat brood in an 8 frame box. I'd wait until I say you get another, at least a good couple frames of brood, DC, before I go to start worrying. Then
Yeah.
I know it ain't gonna be long. You're gonna be
He said
swarm
about
season.
2 weeks from his big flow.
You know? Well, thank you, James. Coming a member there, brother.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
Hopefully we'll see you Saturday.
Yeah, I don't know if he's in here or not, but Saturday at 3 o'clock is the planned time. We're gonna do a members live. So thank you, thank you. If you got a minute, come in, join us on that. And we'll talk bees or falling out of trees, whatever y'all want to yak about for a little bit. And hopefully we'll know a little more on what we got going on here at the house.
Yeah.
We can kind of rummage through that as well, and y'all get a sneak peek on that.
Brian, I'm jealous. He said they did a beehive dive with a family of 4 today, and the girls were 5 and 3. So we read a very hungry caterpillar, looked at a brood frame, then an observation hive, looked in a colony, and tasted honey.
That's
Well,
pretty
they got the
awesome, brother.
whole deal.
Like I told you about, you are the Bubba Gump of beekeeping. That man's doing it all in the beekeeping world.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, especially getting them youngins involved, and
Mm-hmm.
you never know where that may take them babies. They may remember that for the rest of their life, and another 10 years come up and say, I think I really do want to be a beekeeper.
You never know.
Never know. Oh, I got to reading in the bee journal, and I got a little, well,
Buffer.
buffer.
Maybe we're back.
But what do y'all think about this? Has anybody ever seen this, tried this, or what is your thoughts on this? And it was crystallizing, honey becoming crystallized. Uh, the article I was reading a while ago, trying to find something to chit chat about before I got to carrying on for over an hour about nothing, pretty much. But this fella back in, I think the article was from 1889, and he was trying to figure out different ways to keep his honey from crystallizing. And the way the article read, he kind of run up on this by accident and ended up doing this to test what he's seen, if it worked or it didn't work, or if it was just coincidence. But the article was saying that honey that is left out in light, when it's runny honey, if it's left out where any kind of sunlight, which I know they didn't have electricity back then, so we can't count on that. But nowadays, I guess, whether you got electricity, sunlight, any kind of light, that the honey would crystallize and crystallize a little bit quicker. So he tested leaving some honey out where light could be around it. I guess not direct sunlight, because he never said direct sunlight in there. Then he took another half of his honey and put in a dark area. I'm going to assume in, like a pantry of some sorts or down in a cellar where no light could get to it. And he had done it for several months. And the honey that was left out where light could get to it crystallized. And honey that was kept in the dark place never did crystallize on it.
Blaine said the best way to keep honey from crystallizing is to eat it.
That'll keep it from crystallizing quicker. That's for sure.
And crystallize.
Crystallize it. Yes, ma'am, it will. I got my word tangled up about that,
A
didn't
little
I?
bit.
Yeah, I did. See, I don't know.
Phil thought it was interesting.
Now, I will say we had the little bit of goldenrod honey we had from not this past year, but year before last. And we had just run out of it not too long ago. We have it kept, or what we had left, we had it put up in a, what's that thing? Armoire of such.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like a ship road, but it was built as an entertainment center. But it's that design.
Yeah. And we had stuck that goldenrod honey in there, and there was zero light to get to it.
Say hey, everybody.
And none of that crystallized. So I can't say for sure, but what we did have put up, and we kept it for several months put up for us. And it never did crystallize being in there. You go get him.
Blocking the whole screen. Made him lose his train of thought.
It did. All right, Mr. Dan Weaver saying the lower the moisture content, the longer it takes to crystallize. Just a thought.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, he had to make his debut there, Renee.
Yeah.
Let me go back to Brian's here.
Which one?
What are some favorite ways to eat honey? We've got a neighbor at one of our markets that makes amazing yogurt, and I've been putting honey on that in the morning.
You put hot honey in coffee? That's a new one on me.
I'm going to just go with the most old-fashioned way, I guess. Biscuits and toast for me.
Yeah. I never would have thought about putting it on pizza either, Blaine.
Pizza.
He said he puts hot honey on pizza.
Well, okay. I mean, with the hot honey, I could see giving it that. I don't know about just regular honey, I don't reckon.
Well, Philip said the honey that sat in my car at Navi all crystallized. The honey that never left my house has not crystallized.
Like, I tell you what. All right, Danae and them, they love it. Peanut butter some really good wheat bread or homemade rolls.
Ooh, I hadn't done a banana and peanut butter sandwich in a long time.
DC says off a spoon or in my coffee.
Uh-huh. That's me, DC. Well, I don't know. We do eat a lot of bread, like do the honey butter. And then Danae said out of the hive is best. Couple people said they put it on ice cream.
That would be pretty good.
Ooh, the Haven's ice cream.
That would be good on Haven's ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you
Matt
talk about
said
run
his
through the comments.
favorite one is on cereal. Or like Sarah just takes shots of honey out of the squeeze bottle.
Who was it? It was Carl.
That
2B
sent us the
Brats.
hot honey.
Yeah, he said he puts it on. Like when they grill, put it on chicken and stuff.
Yeah,
Put the hot
Mr.
honey on
Dan
there.
said he puts it on smoked meat. Now, Brian, we hadn't tried hot honey, but our pastor actually, him and his wife turned us on to putting just regular honey on cornbread, and I fell in love with it. Hey,
All right. Blaine said he had a customer tell him about it. Yes, ma'am. Out of the hive is definitely best. Oh, hard to keep up with comments on this one now.
I know.
Brian he likes it on about everything.
Yeah.
Yogurt, espresso, ice cream.
No, he said he puts espresso creamed honey on his ice cream.
Oh, my bad.
Mr. Carl said he puts it on jerky before he puts it in the smoker.
Ooh, bud, I bet you that is good.
Uh-huh.
Man. Yes, sir.
Carl said he's got a 7-year-old that has his own bottle of hot honey.
Man, I might have to try that on that beef jerky. That does sound good.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta dehydrate too.
We got a grocery store right down the road.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Appreciate you putting that bug in my ear there.
Hey, Sarah, that sounds pretty good. A honey and orange juice mixture to baste a whole chicken.
Yeah, that would be pretty good.
I bet. I'm gonna have to try that. Blaine said, I love biscuits and honey, but I could see cornbread and honey being good.
That'd be
It
good
really
too.
was. Like, I was surprised how much I liked it.
Mixed fruit honey, Michael Tang with.
Huh.
Some of y'all ones that does the hot pepper, let old DC know what's the best hot pepper to put in that honey. He said he puts it on most anything.
Yes.
Hey, at least good stuff and good form.
Okay, DC Matt said he's growing jalapenos this summer to make fresh hot honey. While we're on peppers, we got to get a pepper jelly day scheduled somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds pretty good too, right?
And buff.
Mmm. Okay.
Like whatever. There we go. That's probably going to flash up 10 times. I was
If you
trying to
keep
hit it.
hitting buttons.
Hey, I'm not much on hot peppers either, DC, but I'll tell you what, when them women get together at church and they make that pepper jelly, you can bet this one.
Tear it up.
Yes, I'll do all the grunt work. Y'all just send me home with several jars of it. Now I like putting pepper jelly on my, like when I cook a steak, as soon as it comes, I'm talking about immediately. As soon as it comes off, whether grill or out of the cast iron skillet over there,
Which is how we do it most of the time.
I load that puppy up with hot,
Hey,
with pepper jelly. You talk about good. I told Hannah, I said, next time we go to a steakhouse, I said, you gonna put some pepper jelly in your,
quit.
sneak some pepper jelly in your purse.
Yeah. All right, Lisa, what is cowboy candy? I may know it, and I just don't know that name.
I've heard it before, but I can't remember what it is.
Mm-hmm. What?
Hey, Graham.
What did she say?
She was just saying, hey,
No, Sarah. Honey mustard and olive oil mixture on Brussels sprouts and then baked in the oven.
She loves me with the Brussels sprout.
Okay, yeah. She said it's candied peppers in a brine.
There you go, DC.
Gee, Blaine, I don't know. Why are you so hungry all of a sudden?
Now, I could do, going back to Sarah there, I could do probably like broccoli and cauliflower.
Mm-hmm. He's gotten hooked on them honey butter carrots.
Yes, that is good. Good. When she put all that together that night for the first time and handed me a plate, and I dug into that mess, told her, I said, do not change that recipe. Don't go back. Don't do anything else to it.
Mm-mm.
If you're going, which I like eating carrots anyway. But I said, the next time you make a good batch of, carrots over there, not out of the can, but yeah, you keep putting that honey on there and doing whatever it is you're doing.
Oh my word, Blaine, you've never had a peanut butter and honey sandwich?
And you're from Texas?
Golly, we grew up on that. I mean, all the time.
Peanut butter and honey, peanut butter and banana.
Peanut butter, banana, and honey.
Yeah.
Okay, Lisa, I'll have to go check it out. She just did a video making it.
There you go. Anybody interested, go check out Grammy's recipe.
Yeah.
I know she is for sure now. Well, Pete, appreciate you there. PJ, brother.
I
Hope
was
you have a
trying to
blessed
write
week.
back.
Oh, we're losing them. It's all
Everybody's
right.
going to cook.
I guess so. So we're not talking about bees or beekeeping.
Yeah.
Oh, the
I
mercy.
hit the wrong button on that.
I know this thing lagging, like keeps buffering on the telephone there. What else was it? There was something else I was reading a while ago. Let me see if I can find it. out.
That's what I was afraid of, Lee.
How much time we got? We got 2
Not long. He said, I just told Renee about y'all bringing Jasper when you come to visit. She said he might not be going back home with y'all.
There was something else in here about the honey. Oh, queens. Introducing queens into a colony. And if you're worried that this was from the same 1889 article, but if you're worried about them potentially balling a queen, if you're introducing a new queen to a colony, the article I was reading said the guy would take whatever queen he was fixing to introduce to that colony, and he would just put a couple dabs of honey on her back there. I guess the way it sounded in the article, basically where you would mark a queen,
Mm-hmm.
and he would put just enough honey right back there on that queen, then introduce her to that colony. And according to him and his article, that he never lost a queen doing it that way. Because I don't know if they picked up on the scent, and whenever they picked up on the scent of the honey,
I said, "Oh, she smells good."
yeah, let's clean her up. And that helped make the introduction better, or what it was. But like I say, old dude, once he figured that out, he said that's how he done it from there on out, introducing new queens to any colony.
Y'all are making me want some hot biscuits and blackberry jam now.
What'd you just say? Jam,
Mm-hmm.
jelly.
He likes jelly better. I like it either way.
And maybe we can get in this one next week. No, I'm not going to get into it. But I was aggravating Hannah with this one. But I read through the article. Women as beekeepers.
Mm-hmm.
It was quite the interesting read. I'll put it like that. And there was a lot of truth in said article, but it's a long one about women and beekeeping. But one of the very things that I picked up on that stuck with me out of it was how women have the nurturing portions about them way more so than men, which that's one of the things that the good Lord's blessed y'all with the nurturing process.
Mm-hmm. Mr. Dan said they do it better.
That's a safe base to play, yes, sir. It did read in there too, the defense of it. Y'all see it. It's got me worked up still reading it, trying to read it to her.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah, because there were some things that some would think you're such a yes to some sort, whatever. Nowadays, you want to be, but that women would be more prone to keep bees, but they're much more likely to keep their bees as pets.
I didn't have nothing to say.
Yeah, versus than just having some bees out in the yard and all that. But it most definitely said that women would treat their bees as if they was a dog or a cat, some kind of pet kind of thing. I was aggravating her before we come on about all that stuff, but
Oh no, Lee.
what had happened?
Did she have a reaction, or she just didn't care for it? He said Renee helped me move bees yesterday. That was her first time messing with bees. I think her last time she took a few stings.
Uh-oh.
DC said, yeah, I can see that. The women. You're blocking the whole screen, Buster.
One of the sentences says, women are constantly seeking to evaluate themselves, and as some of the brightest intellects are engaged in beekeeping, and since it is confessed on all sides that women possess much more nimble, dexterous fingers than men, and as beekeeper readily something.
As beekeeping readily coalesces with housekeeping.
There we go.
What?
Yeah.
That's a racist comment.
That's sexist. That's not the racist comment.
It's all of them.
I don't know. Y'all just have to know how we pick around one another. But
Oh, okay, Lee. Well, at least you didn't have a bad medical reaction. You didn't give her a suit to wear? Or at least a jacket?
throw her to the wolves.
Just set her up, why don't you? Oh, wait, is that what you were saying? She pulled another stinger out of her ribs or something? Yeah, she found another stinger in her ribs. How in the world did she get popped in the ribs?
Oh, let me see. Go back to this.
Oh, no. Well, maybe she'll give you another shot, Lee. I hope so.
One of these other little articles too was talking about swarms, and the guy said he had like a divider board in the box, and he had an idea that the colony was fixing to swarm that he was in, but lo and behold, a colony next to him ended up swarming at the time he was in the one he thought was going to swarm. So apparently he had had this divider board taken out, and as that one colony was beginning to swarm, he had the divider board in his hand, and he got to noticing when the bees were all up in the air that several of those bees began to light on that little piece of divider board that he had. Well, he said he went over to a low-hanging tree limb, set that divider board up on the tree limb, and within a few minutes, the swarm had migrated down to that divider board that just came out of the one colony. And the swarm migrated to that divider board. Well, then he took the divider board, went over to another colony or another box that was empty, shook that swarm into it, and placed the divider board back up on that same limb. Left it up there for a couple of days. Well, a day or two later rolls on. He goes back out there, checks his bees. Bees have swarmed, but not the ones that he just caught. It was a new swarm. And all the bees migrated to that divider board again.
Well, everybody's answering DC's question
I'm
for
sorry.
a minute. But DC, I'm not arguing with anybody, I promise. But I'm going to say yes, because we were working one of our horizontal hives one day last year, and like I made Tim stop because I was in one and he was in the other one, and I made him stop and come watch, and I tried to get it on camera, but it didn't work out. But I saw a queen like 3 or 4 different times. She laid an egg in a cell, and a worker come right behind it and picked it up and moved it. Like, I saw them carrying the little bitty eggs. So I don't know why. I really don't. I haven't seen it again, but I did see it that one day. So just from my experience, I'm gonna say yes. Oh yeah, I saw your video on that earlier, or where you posed that question earlier.
All right, let me get back to Blaine's comment here. On that.
Yeah,
So I guess it's kind of up in the air. You may get
there may just not
different
be any.
responses on, yeah, I've seen it, or, you know, oh no, it ain't going to happen.
Danae said she's experienced it too.
So apparently it happens. It may just not be an all the time thing, or
Or we just
don't
ain't
see
smart
it.
enough to figure it out yet. But they do.
Well, I mean, it could just be one of them deals to where you just so happen to be in the bees and you see this go on,
Mm-hmm.
and whether they do or do not do it all the time, or could it be that the nurse bees in there may have not, and this is just me thinking off the wall, but you know, they may have not have had that cell completely ready, or as having it clean all the way out, polished, ready to go for her to place an egg into.
Well, Blaine said, well, bees will clean out cells, but I guess the question is, what are they doing with the egg after they pick it up? Are they putting it in another cell, or are they just cleaning out the cell it was in? Well, but I mean, I thought they cleaned the cells like before the queen laid in them again. Because, like, isn't that a worker's very first job? As soon as she emerges, she cleans her cell for the queen to lay.
Supposed to be, like far as them cleaning their little spot out. Because the old, you know, the old drone, he's lazy. He's not cleaning out his spot. He just starts meandering around looking for something to snack on. So I don't know. Okay. But I don't know. That's all I got.
Mm-hmm. I'm not long for this world.
No.
My coffee cup's empty. It's been empty for a minute now.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I reckon we could wrap it up.
Yeah. Y'all have a safe day tomorrow if you're hitting the road anywhere.
Yes. And once again, say a prayer for the families of our military men and women. And thank the ones that sacrificed at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, y'all stay safe. God bless you. Lord willing, we'll see y'all on the next one.
Y'all have a good week.
Y'all take care.